Hey literature fans! Today we are diving into Jane Eyre, the ultimate Gothic novel full of drama, bad decisions, and people who have no idea how to communicate. Buckle up. So we meet Jane Eyre. She's poor, orphaned, and treated like trash by her rich aunt and spoiled cousins. The aunt is basically the original evil stepmother, but worse because she doesn't even pretend to like Jane. Since child neglect was basically a hobby in the 1800s, Jane gets dumped at Lowood School for future trauma victims. It's run by Mr. Brocklehurst, a man who looks like he drinks sadness for breakfast. The girls there are treated horribly, and Jane's best friend Helen coughs once and dies of tuberculosis. Jane's life is a mess. Fast forward, Jane escapes and becomes a governess, which is just a fancy word for rich people's babysitter at Thornfield Hall. The place is owned by Mr. Rochester. Ah yes, Rochester. Moody, mysterious, and the human version of a giant red flag. He has secrets, and Jane is into it. So, they fall in love because why not? But here comes the big plot twist. On their wedding day, someone stands up and says, "Wait a second, does Rochester not already have a wife?" And surprise, he does. And she's locked in the attic because she's, well, crazy. Jane decides she's had enough of this nonsense and runs away. She wanders around starving and miserable until she's taken in by some suspiciously nice people, including a guy named St. John. And no, it's not pronounced St. John like a normal name, it's Sinjin because the English love to confuse everyone. St. John proposes to Jane and asks her to go to India with him as a missionary. Jane takes one look at this emotionally cold man and says, "Yeah, no thanks." Then, just as she's minding her own business, she suddenly hears Rochester's voice in her head. She takes this as a sign from the universe and runs back to Thornfield, only to find that the entire mansion has burned to the ground. Turns out Rochester's attic wife went full arsonist and set the place on fire. She didn't survive, and now Rochester is blind and very sad. But guess what? Jane is really into blind, broody men, so she marries him. The end. True love. Or maybe just Stockholm Syndrome, but either way they live happily ever after. So yeah, Jane Eyre. A classic Gothic romance, full of red flags, bad choices, and somehow still one of the greatest novels ever. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, support the channel by checking out our partner links in the description. Every click helps us keep bringing you more dumbed-down classics with a side of sarcasm. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, don't lock your spouse in the attic. Bye.